Hi friends, today I will show how the app server, database server and web server interact with each other, and for that I will use Apache 2, MySQL, Django and Nginx for working it, and I will show how it works step by step, and for each installation I will show how the steps goes, and at the end of the full video I will show the problems I faced and how I solved it all. Thank you. So here is a web server, how it works. Hi, I will show you how to install Apache Web Server and whether it's working or not. We'll make sure. And how will you understand that? So here we go. Apt get update. This is how we download packages from the configured sources. It's downloading. So now next step we will download or install the Apache 2. Apt get install Apache 2 and it gets downloaded. So now we'll go to the local host web browser to check that was a default web page of Apache 2, but I made some changes earlier, so we'll see the changes, and again I will make some changes to show how it works or how the differences are seen and how to make the changes. So we'll type localhost. See, our first try will come. So here we go. We'll make some changes and see whether it's working or not. So we'll type cdvar www html. We are into the directory. Then we will go for gedit index.html. See the HTML page and make some changes. Second try. Thank you for visiting the page. So we'll save it and we'll see whether it's working or not. We'll go to the browser. We'll type localhost and see the changes and see changes which it made. Our second day. Thank you for visiting the page. After observing the changes, now I will show some commands how to stop or start the web server again. We'll go back to a terminal. Here we go. etc. init.apache 2 stop. They're asking for password, system password. I'm giving it, and we'll now see whether the Apache 2 web browser exactly stopped or not. See, it's showing that it's unable to connect. So the command which I put shows that how to stop a web server. We'll once start the web server once again. Stay on. And go to the web browser and check it. So it's showing that our second try. Thank you for visiting the page. There's another command to show how to restart the web server. and it got restarted. It was already started, so it got restarted again. And this is all for installation of Apache Web Server and changes we have observed by we're using Nginx as the load balancer and how it works. Now we know how to create web servers. So for now we will do HTTP load balancing with Nginx. So I will show you the following. For that, first you have to set up 2 or more web servers, which I have done previously, and after that you have to install it by typing. You have to install Nginx by typing sudo apt get install Nginx. I've already installed, so I'm not installing once again. So this is a and we have to install in the web servers 2 in the Nginx packages. So now I will open the configuration file where we have to make some changes. So it is gedit etc nginx site / available / default. Press enter. We'll open. And here I have already mentioned the content of the file. You have to delete all the content of the file. Then you have to type this upstream backend, and that's how you have to mention the IP addresses of the class 2 web servers. Like for me is 192.168.5.146 and another is 155.155, and then you have to listen and type the location of the proxy backend. Then we will save it. And look cute. So here now we will see whether it's working, saving the file, and we'll restart the by following command. We'll restart the Nginx service. Sudo systemctl restart nginx, and got restarted. Now to check whether the Nginx service is working or not, we'll check the status. Please check the status by sudo systemctl status nginx, and it's a high performance web server, and it is showing here it's active and running and high performance and reverse proxy web server. Thus it shows that our load balancer is working perfectly and balancing the loads coming from both the web servers. And this is all for Nginx. MySQL as a database server. Here we will show the database server. So in here I use MySQL. So it will show the installations and how to create the usernames and by routing for MySQL. So following goes. So for installation, sudo apt install MySQL server. So I have installed already, so I am not installing. So this is the command to install the MySQL. So after MySQL is done, so we have to set the root password. I have already created, but I will show the command how to create it. So first sudo MySQL. So after producing this, it will MySQL will open. I will show that how to we have to create the native password using the following command I am showing. It will like alter user. It will be in the MySQL environment. Okay, now. So root @ localhost identify with MySQL native password by and here we have to enter our respective password. I'm entering 1234. Then press enter. Then come after this your root password. After typing in the MySQL environment, the root pass we will set up the root password, and after that come out by pressing q underscore on that q on X. We will exit it out. So I have already created. So now I will show logging into my MySQL as root. Sudo MySQL root p. Thus I have to enter the password which you enter in the root. So I'm entering my own. So enter the MySQL environment, and here to create a user, I have already one user, but I will show you how to create another username. Creating a username and granting them the privilege. So this is how we create CREATE user. We are putting a username as dbms, @localhost identified by, and define the password which you want to put. So I will put for dbms, I will put as password also dbms, and then semicolon, enter. So it's created. Now to grant privileges, so that it can be for full SQL, we have to grant privilege. So we will grant privilege. We can grant privilege two types. We can grant privilege for everything, or we will grant specific privileges. So I'm granting privileges for everything. GRANT all privileges on star to dbms the localhost. So hereby we grant all the privileges. So if you want to give some specific privileges, so we have to write in this place grant type of permission which we want to put, and then on database dot and which table, and specifically we have to mention to the which user. That's how. So I have granted here every privilege. So now I will exit it from the MySQL server. So now I will try logging into the MySQL environment by the user which I have created just now. Sudo MySQL username was dbms. And here we have to put the password which we have, not the root password. You have to put the password which you have given for the particular username, and that was dbms small. And hereby we entered the MySQL environment through our particular username. And this is all for our database server installation, which we will use for entering databases for our Django application. Here we explain the firewall which provides security. Here how it works. I'm going to show you some uncomplicated firewall operation. And firewalls are used for security matter. So we'll show how to enable the firewall. Sudo ufw enable. Hereby we enable the firewall system. We can check the status of that using status, and it's showing it's active, and it's particular which TCP is allowing and which is not denying, and we can read through this. Now I will show you how to allow particular ports for which will be allowed for the which will be allowed by the firewall. Sudo UFW allow port 80 TCP. So it's allowing. We can also deny access to particular ports. I will deny the 3306 port. And then how it's denying the particular port. We can also allow a particular IP address to particular port, not to all, but not to prevent an IP address to provide for every port, because porting is required for web servers. Here we sudo UW allow from particular IP address 192.168.1.1 to any port 3306. If it putting particular allowing particular IP address to one particular port 3306. Here's showing it's keeping on its existing rule already added. After making the security changes, if we want to disable the firewall, we can put sudo UFW disable, and it will disable the firewall, and the normal system setup will start. And this is all for firewall operations. Django app server. Hello, now I will show you making of a Django app. So first we will install pipe 3. So this procedure is sudo apt get install Python 3. I will put in the password. Now I will install the virtual environment. So install virtual environment. So the virtual environment got successfully installed. So I will go for, I will make a directory and I will make a directory in called Django apps. So we are making on directory cd Django apps. We made a directory using mkdir. Then I am going to create one. Go inside the directory. First I have to go there and create one new virtual environment. Virtual env. So the virtual environment got activated. To activate the virtual environment, completely, you have to type source env _v -activate, and hence the have started it activated. I'll show once deactivating. To deactivate, we will just click deactivate. I'll activate in the environment in the Django app directory. Then I will download the Django admin tools. pair 3 install Django on Django admin tools. After that, let's start one. We will create one. After the environment is running, we will create one project named test site. So here we go. Django admin start project test site. So we have created the project successfully. So we'll go inside the project, cd test site. There we will change the other documentary call. There is another one directory called test site. We'll go inside that too. And here we'll type ls. And we can see that there is settings.py. In the settings folder, we have to change the time zone to our GMT, which is Asia, Kolkata. Gedit settings.py. And it opens. To find the time zone area. Finally found time zone area. It's over here. So let's make it to Asia / Kolkata. And then I will go back and save this Ctrl S, Ctrl Q. Then for making it, so you have to make a new app named form. So I'll go back to test site directory. So in here, so in Python 3 manager.py start app form to create a new app named form. And here new app form is created. So you have to again go to the test site settings.py and make the app recognized. And here we go again. Settings.py. So you have to go under the installed apps. In the installed app, we have to add the line form. And the line form. After installing, save it, Ctrl S, and go back. Now we'll go back to the test site directory, and we will run a command called Python 3 manage.py migrate. Migrate shows us the propagating changes which we perform. It's okay. Enter. After this, everything is okay as is shown. We will go to the test site form directory. cd form. We're clearing it out. We'll get the form. And we will open the models.py. Gedit model. py, and here it is. We'll type out something. I'll skip that part and at last I'm sure. So here are the changes we have made. We'll write a class named admin table models.model. Then we go for the making a definition of function return self username, and here models we're using char field. The username and password has a maximum length of 10 and password is maximum length of 50. Admin table is the name of the table and username and password is field. So here we go. And go to test site directory. Now we'll run this program once. Python 3 manage.py main migrations form. So here it runs and it created an admin table. Make migrations. We are telling Django that we have made some changes in the models. This migration has made some changes in the models, and that you would like to change these changes to be stored in the as a migration. So here we go. Next one. Item 3 manage.py migrate, and here everything is applying and running in condition. So now we will go to form directory and there admin.py. So here we go, cd gedit admin.py. Models import admin table. So here we write admin.sign.register admin table and we'll save it. We'll go back. We'll go back to test site directory and runs again. Run it. Manage.py create super user. Super user is a user that can be used to log into the admin side. Once we log into the admin side, we can add tuples to the admin table. So we'll give a username as Karen. Email address put as Karen Lisa @hotmail.com. Password so a user named Karen is created. So we'll go and run that. Now I will run the server. How to run server? Python 3 migrate manage.py run server. You can see the server running. I have to go to the browser. Here we will type localhost the port name and here the Django animation open. Now we have to create the super user password. We have to write there tag now. Just we entered so that we can enter the things. We can create more tuples. We can create and click on the admin tables and create form app. Adding a username and password, we click add and click now giving a username and password. Username as password as we'll save it. Save. Now we go back. We need to create a form, so we have to creating a form. We go back. To press Ctrl C, so it comes out of the environment. We have to go to cd and clear it out once again. We have to do like cd form ls to see forms. We need to create a form with gedit forms start we have done the writing in forms.py. So we are from Django import.forms, importing from .models admin table, and then in writing the login forms where your usernames, character field, username, and a clean data. If you try going outside username password, if it's not, it raises an error, then it doesn't exist. So here username and password are in the labels in our form. In the clean method, the data is compared against data in the database. As exception in REST if they don't match. As I said, the clean self method is predefined in the form class and can be overridden. Thus we go to the page. As we saving it, go back. I will check for go to gedit views.py. I have already written it so that we don't waste the time. So from Django shortcuts we are importing HTTP response and the redirect, and from .forms we are importing login form. So we are creating a definition of something of login, which will go from which create a form 1. If it's the request is post, then it will go for posting. If the form is valid, then only it will provide a success, otherwise it renders to form index.html. So we're saving it. Move back. Now we'll go to cd templates. We have to create a templates folder here. I have already created, so I'm ready to travel. Templates. Inside that other folder form. So we'll see which file is here. I created the index.html file. You have to create one file called index.html. I will show what we will write in there. So So here we have to write exactly the HTML head login form. How it means it is the HTML file, and how will our form look like after saving it. So it will login form will create like here and head and the body center. And then we go for label username, then import some bits, entering a normal HTML coding. If required, I will put my codes in the comment section. If you require, you can comment there. Save it. Now we have to go to the URLs file, which is in the test site folder. You will check it. Yeah, in the test site you have to go cd test site. So in here we will check ls. So the URL is pi. So we can see the URL folder there. So we edit URLs py. So we have to add line from form import views, and in the URL pattern you have to add this views.login, this path underscore path bracket form views.login. Then we will save it. Then we'll go back to the test site folder. Then we will migrate it to save all the things. Means it's showing that apply all migration and successful. So we will run the server now. Python 3 manage.py run server. Run server, so you go there. We'll go to admin now, we'll go to form history, localhost form. Start refreshing, we get the username over here and the password. If you enter the correct credentials, it shows that we have to using all Linux as we put earlier. The password is, and it's a success. Thus we finally showing success. Thus we finally learn how to input databases in the Django app, and Django app by web servers and by load balancing with the help of Nginx and creating an app with Django app. Thank you. While performing this YouTube video, I have faced some problem. I will show you so that you don't face that problem and run them. So here are the problems. Problems faced while installing Apache web server. If you need to see the localhost, the changes observed in localhost, you have to make the full file, full folder delete, and you have to make another individual HTML file and type in that, so that you can see the changes. We don't need to restart it, not according to Ubuntu. In recent Ubuntu updates, we will see the changes as soon as we type it. So now next problem is load balancing. With Nginx, we will face problem of permissions. So for that, we have to give all permissions for all the files. We have to write sudo chmod -r 777 in particular directory. And another problem, there will be load porting of web servers. Porting of web servers is necessary to load balance. So that in porting in each web server, you have to go and download the index.html package and Nginx package, and we have to port it properly. Number 3, Django app. We need to install the virtual environment because most of the system is not downloaded. And lastly, the firewall which we provide for security. If we provide firewall, make sure we need to allow the IPs. Make sure we need to allow the IPs connected to our internet system. Otherwise, your full network connection of the system will get blocked and you will not get any system. And this is what I faced problems. I hope you guys perform it well. Hope you guys know. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I guess in future I will bring more videos. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video. Keep watching, keep supporting.